What is up, survivors? We're back with another mod review, and for today's mod review we're going to be going over the Nordic building decor set. And it literally just started raining every single time, every time. Anyway, now this mod is in the alpha stages. Be very clear that that is what's going on. It does have some slight issues using things like S+ or SS, so definitely pay attention to that. However, we'll get into it. So you're going to need a crafting table. You're going to need a couple of things, but the majority of what you're going to craft is going to be from this crafting table, not this Harvs Corner chili statue, because, you know, it's not quite that Nordic. However, if you need it, links in the description. Anyway, the Viking crafting station. This is right here. You'll unlock the Viking crafting station at level 1. You need hide, metal, stone, and wood to make it. Place it down. This is pretty much where you're going to make all your stuff from, and it looks awesome. Like, everything in here looks really great, actually, but we'll go in it. So everything is in here. Your cooking is separate. Your decor stuff is separate. Like, everything's pretty well organized. From my understanding, this is all like a wood tier sort of structural integrity, right? So even though they're separated into things like plank, thatch, wood, it's pretty much that's what you're working with. We have a couple different types of foundations. We'll talk about all the different stuff. There's a lot going on in here just for an alpha stage. I think this thing shows a lot of awesome promise. So obviously, I built this cool little building. Let's start with the ground and kind of work our way around and then talk about the stuff that's inside of here as well. So the foundations, you'll have these Viking wood foundations. Now, all these foundations snap to each other really well, and they are stackable as well. You have the wood foundation like texture, and I don't think you can change. Yeah, that's pretty much just the way they look. Wait a minute, switch to extended. Oh. Hide. You can like change the color on it a little bit. Check that out. Anyway, so they stack on top of each other really well, but then you also have this foundation as well, the Viking stone foundation. From there, we can see quite a lot of different options that we can pick from. Now, some of these are going to change the effects on the bottom, so you can't quite see them. But the other cool thing is you have the ability to change these so that they look like regular Ark building structures, or you can go back to Viking wood, like seamless. Like, you can go back and change a lot of this stuff to its natural textures. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but it is kind of a cool idea. I like it. Yeah. So those are the foundations pretty much. You have the triangle versions, square versions, and you'll have the triangle versions of these guys too. We have them out floating around down here as well. They all pretty much work the same way. Now, for your wall options, there's kind of two different styles, really. There's this wooden style here, which I think is just, yeah, it's just called wood, I believe. Yeah, just wood wall. But then these are called like plank walls, right? And that's generally the different styles that you're working with. You'll have doors and windows and stuff within these two, but that's the general style that you're rolling with, right? So we have a single door, we have a double door. The double door is actually kind of cool because you can do this. You see how this door is round at the top? You can do a rounded door or just a regular square door. But then you see how this door is obviously taller than a normal doorway. There's a cap piece, an extra wall piece that you can put up on the top there to make everything square off and look right. So easy peasy. One thing that I did run into, and again, this isn't alpha, so I can't be like that critical about it really, is these windows don't have, at least not that I could find, a window that actually goes into it yet. So I don't think it's either, maybe I didn't see it or it's not out yet, or maybe there's another piece you can use in the meantime. I don't know. But you have the normal windows over here that you can use. And then there's another window that goes into the plate. But I'm sorry, there's another window that goes into the plank version of this that goes into there as well, the single windows. But these double, triple, like really big windows, I didn't see a glass option or a window option to put them in there. So not sure about that. It doesn't look like there's really any variations with, no, you still have this extended option, which I think just, oh, you know what? I see what it's actually doing now. It's extending the logs out a bit. Okay. See, I thought it was just changing the color a little bit, but it's not actually. It's making it so it's actually a little bit more rough. I like that. Okay. So the planks do the same thing. You just have a lot more options, right? So typically your plank walls will look pretty blank, sort of like what we see on the inside of here. It'll look the same way inside and out when you place them. But then you'll have the option to change these in all sorts of different variations here as well. So this is the small window variant, and this is like the decorative variant, basically. You do actually get a tool too. There's a tool that you can make on this bench that sort of works if you're familiar with like CKF or anything like that. It pretty much works the same way. You make the pistol, you can hold in C to change what it's doing. It's definitely a multi-use tool, and you'd be able to change styles. So if you had a bunch of these walls, you could change one to the one you want and then copy and literally just click and paste it everywhere else. Most of these windows, yeah, it doesn't look like the windows you can change anything on, but the walls definitely you get a different feel for how you want those to look too. And honestly, I think they look really good. I think they look good, but then they also kind of tie in with the regular Ark wood stuff, which is pretty cool to see. What else? So we got you'd have sloped walls of both kinds as well, doorways of both kinds, windows of both kinds, roof pieces of both kinds. Let's go out here and take a look. The roof pieces are actually very much like almost like a CKF sort of style, where there's a lot of different options with the roof pieces. So these triangle roofs, which I really love the fact that you don't have to have two separate types of these. It's the same triangle roof and it just snaps differently. So you have them, you can invert them if you want to, and then you have the regular sloped. And I think these are all just a regular Viking wood, right? Yeah, these are Viking wood, and then down here is the Viking slope, the Viking thatched style as well. So you'll have the same version of structures within them. But then you also get variants like this corner piece that just snaps to the corner. That'll do the whole corner for you, and you can get them inverted as well. There's a couple of different types of options here. So it's not just triangles and slopes. You get quite a few different options with the ceilings, or with the roof, I should say. You do have ceiling options as well, obviously. Straight and simple though, right? It's square and triangle. That's pretty much it with the ceilings. Coming in back inside of here, let's talk about some of the stuff that's in here. So a lot of this is cosmetic decor stuff, but some of it does actually play a purpose. So the hanging fire up here does actually light. You can set all that up, and then you can change the options like you would with like the advanced lighting, where you can tell it when to turn on and when to turn off. It's standardly, it'll be set to only be on during the nighttime. And you can remove the chains, I guess, because you can kind of free place this wherever you want. So if you wanted to set this on the ground, you could, and you could just remove the chains and then you'd be fine. Going over here, you can make this Viking, it says table decor, but I don't think it's just a mug, right? Again, alpha stages. So I think it's just supposed to be a mug that hangs out. Maybe it has more things going on with it later on. I don't know. The base is just a storage option, so that's it. And then your medium barrel here is a 60. Moving over, you got a Viking campfire. You can actually use this as a campfire, so this can still cook meat and stuff for you as well, but then it also provides a pretty cool lighting source as well. Moving on over, I got another campfire. That didn't make any sense to look at another one twice. Where's my head at today? Oh, the Viking chest. This is storage items in, and it's up to 90. The cool thing about this, and I was regretting that I put it that close to the wall, check that out. When you get close, it slowly, that's awesome to me. I don't know why it's so awesome to me, but it is. It's awesome. It's like walking up to your car and the door just opens up for you when you get up to it. It's like, I know what you need. I got you. I love it. All right, so we got a standing torch here. It's a typical standing torch. You can put dye in it, change the colors, and you can change the lighting intensity, just like you can on all the advanced lighting features from other mods. But the idea that they're here is pretty cool. This is interesting, this Viking way sign. So I just typed in Nordic just because I just wanted something to show up there to show you guys that I can type on it. But it actually does, in fact, translate it to Nordic, it looks like. What's Harvs Corner and Nordic? I didn't know it, but that in fact is Harvs Corner and Nordic. I guess that's what it is. I don't know. Either way, it's awesome. Yeah, so full sign, you can change how you want. It's pretty big too, so you can use it for labeling things, or I like that these are bigger too. Something I always hated about the small signs for traditional vanilla Ark was that it was like you couldn't get very much on there and they were so small. Like sometimes I like having the bigger option here. All right, what else? We got half walls, different half wall sections you can use. These are the wooden ones, and then these are the plank ones. They have a whole bunch of different styles to them. Obviously, you can change these guys to half, and then you can change these to, there we go. You can change it down to like more of a railing or a half, depending on what you want. There is actual railing pieces too. Let's shoot down here. These are just wooden railings, and you can change them from like this X-shaped railing to more of a half wall, and it just increases the height, but then changes the style up a little bit as well. They do work on like the slope roof part. I thought they were going to work on the stairs, and maybe I just am not doing something right, but I could not get them to clip with the stairs. Again, that could be my error. Wouldn't be the first time. A couple little things to talk about. These little accent pieces right here. This, if you can see it, what's in here, like that little triangle piece of sticks kind of tied together. I feel like it's meant to cap on top of like a peak roof cap, which is definitely in here as well. But I was just kind of playing around with them because I thought they looked neat. Just that little added decor pieces. These are cool too. These are like the standard roof decor pieces. Now what this is this head and then this beam that goes out on here, and it pretty much snaps to the edge of anything. Like you can place these guys practically anywhere you want, but then there's also a bunch of different style options with these dudes as well. And like the artwork on these looks amazing. It looks great. I love it. All right, so that is almost it. Not quite it for this building. So we have these wall decor pieces that you can place down as well. And believe it or not, this is the same piece everywhere that we're looking at here. You just have the option to change them all up. And you just go to the structure variants. You can change it to default, which is like the trike head. But then we also have all these different ones as well. The raptor head seems to be the only one with the flags attached to it for right now. But the option to switch them around is pretty cool. I think it's pretty impressive for an alpha stage mod. I think it's pretty impressive. Over here, I put this building together kind of like rough just to show you the different, just to show you a couple different roof pieces. But then there's also a hatch frame as well, as we can see. No ladder, but I just used a regular wooden ladder. And again, there's little accents that look like they go on like a peak roofer here as well. I put them down, but yeah, you totally have a hatch frames and stuff. There's a couple different gate options. You have this standard wooden style gate, but then you also have this bone gate too. That auto opens and closes for you. It seems to be that all the doors do that unless you set them to do otherwise. But yeah, you can set them to do otherwise if you want to. That's a cool touch. I like that gate. That's pretty neat. Dig it. Going over to the palisades, these are kind of like free placing walls. Now I know these look different, and that's because there's a bunch of different options. You can do this style, which has the braces on either end. You can do this style that just doesn't have any braces, and then you can do the style that has the spikes on the top of it. And again, you can go back through, change all these up if you want to. I think you can actually yeah, you can just change them right from the radial menu. Structure variants, default. Yeah, so that's a default, I guess. And then this would be like the tops. Looking pretty good though. At first I was like, man, they don't snap together, but honestly, I kind of like that they don't, because you can kind of put them wherever you want to. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty much it for the most part that's incorporated in this mod so far. This is one that was suggested to our community from one of our community members, Fu. I appreciate you. This one looks beautiful. Very good pick. I'm kind of, actually I forgot about, you got pillars too. Yeah, I forgot about the pillars. They do stack. They stack great, obviously. But I'm really excited to see where this one goes, really. I really always admired Castle Keeps and Forts for all of its cool building textures and options that it had. It would be kind of cool to see something a bit more just straight up Viking themed like this and kind of grow because of it. This would be gnarly. Maybe some crafting stations or some added decor stuff or added building structures, which I'm sure we'll probably see a lot more of that. Again, this is in alpha stages, but for alpha, I gotta say, it's pretty impressive. I would highly suggest checking this one out, especially with Fjordur coming down the pipe here soon. That is pretty much it, guys. That is the Nordic building decor set. We will have a link to the Steam Workshop page in the description of the video, so you guys can check that out at your leisure. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time.